The heart of the sands, or simply the Scourgestone, was an artifact of power. The Priest King used it to create a weapon, the Sandstorm, that he swore would be our salvation. He gave it to the Warmaker to unleash upon our enemies. As far as I know, it was destroyed in the attempt. But perhaps the Warmaker has more insight.
First off, to find the Scourgestone, you will need to come over here, down to the eastern side. Something attacking? You'll need to come to this temple here. 1 second, let me kill this guy.
This temple serves as the home of the Scourgestone, Bonded One. Here you will spend your days in service to the divine element and the one who protects it. It is a great honor to you and to all your kind that we allow such access to our most holy sites. Be thankful, slave, for the alternative is a screaming death on a bloody altar.
With those lovely words, head on up and you will find the entrance to the temple. Continue on back and you will find the Sandstorm Manic.
A mad fool went wandering in a sandstorm. Eventually a man happened along and said, "You mad fool, what are you doing in this sandstorm?" The mad fool replied, "Your turn to talk, fool." Singing sands, stinging sands, singing, stinging, ringing sands, fighting sands, biting sands, fighting, biting, smiting sands, exiled lands, reptile lands, exiled reptile, defiled lands. 7 prophets went a-walking, bearing all their tricks. One was caught by Hanuman, and soon 'twas only 6. 6 prophets went a-climbing to get above the hive. One was stung by locusts' wings, and then 'twere only 5. 5 prophets went a-crawling beneath the city floor. One went mad with power, and soon there were just 4. 4 prophets went a-dancing beneath the corpse fruit tree. One climbed up and stayed there, leaving just the 3. 3 prophets went a-fighting through the pirates' crew. One became a mutineer, and soon there were just 2. 2 prophets went a-wandering beneath the burning sun. One got lost in a sandstorm and left the other one. 1 prophet went a-gathering the artifacts of yore. He put them all together and was never seen no more. This is the best place to hear it, you know. Walking around the desert listening to the sand whisper just isn't good enough! Strains the ears, not to mention the mind. Perhaps that's why so many of you are mad fools. Not right in the head from trying to listen to the silent sands. Here you can hear the sand shouting at you. When I stumbled into it the first time, all unaware, it simply whispered, "Welcome home." The sandstorm is a living thing, summoned from the ether by foul sorceries. Bound here by the same dark rituals. It escaped the bonds of its masters eons ago, and knows nothing more than an ageless, nameless hunger. It seems to like me, though. You, not so much.
I'm tired of conversing through this madman exile. I desire release from this plane of existence. Such is not within your power to grant without the Scourgestone. The Scourgestone was shattered when I was unleashed upon the world. Each piece was lost to time. As I sweep across the exiled lands, I seek the pieces that would provide my liberation. And yet, though I touch all, I do not find what I seek. They are locked away in caves where the howling sands cannot reach. Search the passage used by the Lemurians to wage war upon the one who unleashed me. Search the tomb of Galamon. He once boasted to his friends as they quivered, caught in my wind, of the lucky stone that would be buried alongside me. Search the eastern coastline, for the pirates whisper to one another of a stone that grants the captain wishes. Combine these pieces, Exile. Recreate the Scourgestone. Complete the Archivist's ritual. Only then can I return whence I came.
So the first one we're going to look at is up in the Northern Territory, and it's referred to as the Passage. Once you're here, enter through the mouth at the base of it, and bring a torch because it does get dark. Continue on to this giant cavern, and do not just jump straight off over to the right side here. There will be a series of platform rocks, you can just hop down safely. Once you're at the bottom, you will be faced with a bunch of small spiders that are very easy to kill. So make small work of them and save your health. As you make your way past this boat, you will see the creature up there. Fight it and kill the creature, which is not overly difficult, and any additional spiders. Get out your harvesting tool, and you got your first piece of the Scourgestone. This is a piece of the legendary Scourgestone, but it is broken and must be reassembled by the one who understands the power that it holds. Alright, with that, let's go get us the next one. And just climb your way out. Over here by the river in the desert, we will have Galen's Tomb. So, you will find this entrance here. It's a cave. Make your way in, and it will be riddled with crocodiles. Not overly difficult to kill, but just watch yourself. Once you make your way all the way back, you will find yourself at this chamber with a giant croc. Kill the giant croc. And like always, pull out your harvesting tool. Give it a whack. And you've obtained the next part of the Scourgestone. This is a legendary piece of the Scourgestone, but it is broken and must be reassembled by the one who understands the power that it holds. Now, let's go get the final piece of the Scourgestone. Over on the side here, you will have the Black Hand's quarters. And this is a shipwrecked area that is fairly simple to move through. It's trying to say something, you dicks. Alright, now that that's dealt with. Alright, make your way through here, and it is a very linear path, so there will be a bunch of enemies and jaguars as well. So make your way to the top peak up here. Once you've made your way all the way to the top peak, you will find the pirate captain. Which is the guy with the pike and the gold bar there. Again, not hard to take on at all. Go ahead and loot his body. And we will gain the final piece of the Scourgestone. This is a legendary piece of the Scourgestone, but it is broken and must be reassembled by the one who understands the power that it holds. Now with that, we need to reassemble all the pieces of the Scourgestone. So, let's go! Head on back to the sand-swept ruins that we started this all at. Head on into the temple and back to the Sandstorm Manic. Now, when you go talk to him this time, the middle option to purchase will be available. Go ahead and purchase it, and you will be given the Heart of the Sands, the Scourgestone. He it was who shook down the cliffs at Valka by his spells that enthralled the elementals of the earth. He it was who sent the creatures of darkness into your tent before dawn, the Hour of Dragon. Also known as the Scourgestone, this unassuming chunk of stone contains the element that plagues the exiled lands with continual sandstorms. Enslaved by the priest kings in his desperation to end the war after shattering on the plains, he gave it over to the Warmaker to release at the right moments. When the time came, the Warmaker shattered the stone into fragments and scattered them across the battlefield, freeing the elemental to do its work. It seems to work, gathering a gigantic storm that crossed the exiled lands, moving towards the city of Zilha in the far east. But the giant kings had not reckoned with the power of the human spirit. A Lemurian priest named Tursto went out to confront the sandstorm. Using the power of Dagon, he anchored the elemental controlling the sandstorm to his flesh, preventing it from moving further east and destroying the Lemurian city. He saved his people, yes, but Petruso paid a terrible price. His sacrifice had not stopped the sandstorm, it had simply put it in a temporal loop. It passes across the exiled lands time and time again, stopping when it reaches him, then starting again. Eventually, this drove him insane. This is one of the artifacts required to create the keystone that can be used to remove the slave bracelets. And with that, we have gained that artifact of power. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.